going to say that again. The strategy changed from I have to do this every single day or I'm going to quit doing it to if I miss a day, I cannot miss the next 3 days. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Built Not Given. I'm your host, Jake Strickland, and as promised, today's episode is going to go hand in hand with last week's. I do apologize for this coming out a day late. I was sick yesterday and sounded like death, and I doubt that y'all wanted to hear that. But like I mentioned, this week's episode is going to be on the flip side of last week's episode, whereas last week was building a habit. This week is going to be breaking down the science on how quickly a habit can die. And I'll tell you this, the collapse isn't slow. It's not, it's not a gradual fade where something happens, blah, 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 blah. And it's also not something that you're like, oh yeah, I just up and quit. It's like the connections that you've made in your brain throughout building that habit have fallen down and you don't even notice it anymore. It just dies. But like I mentioned last week's episode, we talked about Philippa Lally and her 66-day discovery rather than the 21 that, come to find out, was done for a medical research. So it has nothing to do, even though it's floated around forever and everybody just kind of says it. It's 66 days. That's the average of how long it takes to build a habit. Now, recently, 2025, researchers published a study in Applied Psychology, Health, and Well-Being. There were 194 people tracked daily for 91 days straight. They weren't measuring habit formation, they were measuring habit decay, meaning what happens to a habit once you stop enforcing it. And the finding was that the decay stabilized, meaning it kind of slowed down and became solidified from 1 to 65 days. So in some cases, people lost the habit that they had spent months building in one day. Others, it took longer to 65 days. Maybe it's the same amount of time they put in. That's how long it took them to break it. For me, and I believe if you're listening to this, it's not the case. We're pretty fast moving people. We have a lot on our mind. Those habits die a lot faster than that. So that ladder of 65 days is not something that I'm even considering. It's not, it's just not real. I don't believe in it. But obviously the research shows it, so I'm sharing that with y'all. But the cool thing about the research was that it lined up directly with the Philippa Lally's research. It wasn't a straight line. It dropped fast extremely early, the same way the habits got you felt good really early and then leveled off. Most of the damage happened right at the start. The first missed days did way more damage than the 10th or the 20th. Once you've missed the 20th, it's kind of bad already. So the funny thing is, it can take you 2 months to build a habit in a matter of days to lose it. Now, obviously, it takes a little bit longer. It takes like 6 days more, 2 months, 66 days. But this isn't a willpower story. And I believe that's the part that matters. A habit is a cue behavior link, meaning that it's not running more calculations every time you go to the gym. It's it's running a shortcut. So essentially, cue happens. For me, it was I woke up in the morning. This take example to the gym that I do now. The cue is wake up in the morning, go to the gym. Some days I miss it, some days I don't. But that's the cue. Wake up, go to the gym. It's a shortcut. My body knows that the second I wake up, oh, time to go to the gym. Because it's already in, it's got that, it's got whatever chemistry in our brain, that chemistry has linked together the action of me waking up and me going to the gym and basically turn that into one behavior. Now, when I break that reputation, the link doesn't slowly weaken through some big failure of discipline. It just stops getting reinforced. No signal, no story, and there's no dramatic moment where you just say you give up. It just, the brain quietly stops enforcing that behavior link. And now you're back to making a decision every single time. So say I quit going to the gym for a week in a row. After that week, I'm going to wake up, and instead of that shortcut of wake up, go to the gym, I now have to wake up and decide to go to the gym. I'm having to make my body do something I want it to do instead of my body doing what it knows it's supposed to do. And that's kind of why, in my opinion, falling off or losing these habits, it doesn't feel like a choice. Obviously, we have these good things going on. We don't want to lose. We don't want to quit doing that because it's helping us. we don't notice it until it's already gone and it's too late and we're having to rebuild that habit again. Now I've already kind of mentioned the gym and how behavior link, wake up, go to the gym. That's mine now. Now flash backwards quite a few years. My senior year of high school, I was doing construction. We've talked about that in the past, but the summer of my junior year, going into the senior year, the second that I started doing that construction, my gym fell off. And as when I was putting together this episode, I kind of realized how quickly it happened. So it took about 2 weeks total. But over those 2 weeks, a few key things happened. I missed a day, realized I missed the day, and had to get back in. So I go back in, and then I missed another day, and I was like, oh crap, I'll make it up tomorrow. And then the next day came, and I didn't make it up. And then I was like, oh, I got to go back in. I'll go back in. And then the same thing happens, but instead of going back on that third day, I missed another third day. And for me, that third day was the kicker that did it in. That was the end of the 2 weeks. After 3 days of missing the gym in a row, I was done. Now we can sit here and say, "Oh, I was exhausted, or I was getting my physical stuff in throughout the day." And true, that is correct, but that's not what I'm trying to say out of this. What I'm trying to point out is it took me 3 days to lose a habit that I had built over years. I'm pretty sure I was working out for 2 years in a row at that point. Like I had built a habit for 2 years and lost it in 3 days. Crazy to me. Now, granted, I might be on the opposite end of the spectrum for you. It might take you the 65 days to lose that habit, but for me, it took 3. So I'm a lot closer to that one number. But with that being said, if a habit can die in 3 missed days, I believe the game changes. The game no longer is oh, you got to go here today. I have to do this. I have to do this every single day, or this habit's going to lose. No, I think the game and the strategy changes to if I miss a day, I now have to protect the next few days. I'm going to say that again. The strategy changed from I have to do this every single day, or I'm going to quit doing it, to if I miss a day, I cannot miss the next 3 days. Because if I miss the next 3 days, then it's very possible that I'm going to lose that habit altogether. So the rule isn't perfection. The rule is protect those days. You miss a day, do not miss the next 3, or do not miss the next 2, or do not miss the next whatever. Whatever it is for you, do not miss those days. And that's what I wanted to. I mentioned it last week, and as I mentioned, I'm excited to say it again. But I want to do a 66-day challenge with y'all, or I am going to do a 66-day challenge with y'all. I hope you join along. I'm going to be doing it for myself. But what the challenge is, find 2 habits, 2 things that you want to start doing on a daily basis. 2 things that is going to exponentially change your life, whether you believe it or not. Because if those 2 things are the first thing that comes to your mind, those are the 2 things that you know that you need to do to get to the next level. Whatever your next level is, I'm not going to get into that, but that next level that you want to get to, these 2 habits are what going to help you get there. For me, it's going to be getting back and reading every single day and getting back into running. Those are my 2 habits. I was performing my best when I was pushing my physical limits, and now I'm not. But running again is going to be pushing those physical limits, and reading is going to be pushing those mental limits, both of which I kind of laid back and got lazy on. That the habit that I had formed disappeared. I had a habit that I had built over 6 or 7, maybe I think it was closer to like 9 months, where I was running every single week, almost every day, and then I quit one day, missed one day, then I missed another day, then I missed another. Very similar to the gym thing. After 3 missed days, I was done. I haven't ran since. So, with that being said, I'm going to end the episode here. But the 66-day challenge, I encourage y'all to do it with me. I'm going to have obviously the connect with me link in the bio, or not the bio, the description of this episode. Please connect with me if you want accountability partner or anything like that. I would love to know what your 2 things are. What your 2 things are that are going to change your life over the next 66 days. And again, remember, it's not about perfection. If you miss a day, it's okay. Hey, we're going to miss a day. I'm going to miss a day. But when you miss a day, protect those next few days. Make sure that the next few days you're doing what you need to do, because those are the most important days, not the day that you missed. The day that you missed is just data saying, oh, what happened today that caused me to miss? And when you collect that data, you know what to avoid the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day. And then after these 66 days, I promise you, you're going to look around and realize, oh, crap, this is just kind of automatic at this point. I remember 2 months, 3.5 months ago, 3 months ago, where I was sitting in bed wanting to do all these different things, but then I missed the first day, and then I just give up. Missing the first day, it might happen. But like I said, protect the next few days. Miss a day, protect the next few, because that's the most important. So connect with me in the caption, be a link there. Please let me know what you're doing. I'd love to know what your two things are. But yeah, y'all have a great rest of your week.